Hey guys, this is Crap Hunter, and welcome back to World of Tanks, woo! And welcome back to patch 9.0 test server, huzzah! Yes, this is the patch 9.0 test server part 2, where I talk a bit more about the gameplay, and actually have some gameplay as well. Not going to talk as much, because obviously you guys are probably biting at the bit to see me play the new mode, but there was a few vehicles I didn't talk about, because I also wanted to save time with the other video. So we'll quickly go through those, and then we'll get into the battle. And also talk about the historical battle mode, but anyway, one thing at a time. First of all, one thing I'd like to show you. This is the standard garage for patch 9.0. I talked about it briefly in the last episode, saying about how it is, and oh, there's sparks! I did not know that. Oh, this garage is cool. You see, Premium don't have sparks. You guys get that for free. You guys get all that awesome stuff for free. Anyway, like I said, so this is the standard garage. As you can see, it's a lot less glamorous than the premium garage. There's a lot more oil on the ground. There's a lot less clean stuff. The lighting is half-assed as ever. Generally speaking, everything is just second best. You know, it's just not enough. You know, like I said, you are a standard player, this is what your garage is going to look like. But like I said before, this garage is still wide open. It's still got a ton of space onto it. You know, it certainly feels more like a garage. And, you know, even the standard garage looks absolutely brilliant. So I'm very much happy about this. And I'm hoping you guys are happy about it as well, that for those of you who either are too young to have a standard premium account yet because you don't have a credit card or like a card or anything to buy, or, you know, you're not doing too well financially, like, you know, you as much as you want to put money into it, you've got bills to pay as well. So yeah, you guys get a pretty sick garage as well, especially with those sparks. You guys get, and there's also a KV2. A KV2 in the background over there, gracing you with his presence, sort of saying, if you continue like this, you'll be me. Or also, there's another one there as well. So yeah, this is the standard garage for you, which is pretty darn awesome. There's another little bit of sparks. You see, you get all the fun stuff, and we get all the dull stuff. So anyway, I will see you in the next bit, where I talk a bit more about the new mode. So we are back in this new, well, we are back in the premium garage, and as you can see, it's a lot shinier. Anyway, so yeah, before I go on, if you guys are interested in the first part of this episode, I talk a lot more in depth about stuff in this. If you guys haven't seen that episode, feel free to check it out. I basically go over loads of details, with like the different graphical changes and all the other fancy pants stuff. So if you want to check out that one first, if you like watching stuff in chronological order, feel free to do so, and I will see you next time on that one. Right, now that I've remembered to do that, let's first of all stare down that barrel one more time. Oh, that is so cool. Anyway, so now, historical battles. Now, this mode is pretty awesome. Like, this is so cool. Yes, this is the historical battles game mode, which is now is going to be introduced to World of Tanks. In this, you basically go into a set battle period. At the moment we have 3 to choose from, but okay, so we're going to be going for quite some time. Okay, so yeah, basically you get a choice of 3 battles. Unfortunately, all of these guys, all of the Russian, start again, all of the text at the moment, except for what vehicle you've got, is in Russian. So unfortunately, we can't. You know, I won't be able to. I won't be able to tell you like what that is, but what I can do is I can tell you where it is. That one is in Kursk. This one, 1945, Russia kicking Germany's ass, last part of the war. This one, Ardennes, either December 1944, or what most likely is the case is going to be early January 1940. It says, yeah, 1944 to 45. So this is the Battle of the Ardennes. So Kursk, eastern part of Germany, either East Prussia or whatever, I don't know. And of course the Ardennes. So those 3 battles. And as you can see, they give you a number of tanks for which you can choose on that. I'm going to try and see if I can reenact the Kursk battle, but still, we'll go into that if you don't. The only thing, yeah, as you can see, you get your own vehicle as well. You also get the ability to select the equipment and shells as well, because that's the two big things that they're talking about with this, is that when you go into historical battles, not only do you get, when you select your vehicle, the historically accurate loadout of the vehicle at that time. I do believe you can still have equipment though, so if you do want to still have that slight edge, you can mount this equipment as well. I think I will give that a go just to see if we can test it. And yep, they have no issue with you going into battle like that. The only other thing that you've got as well is the amount of shells you have, because also they'll give you a historically accurate loadout of shells. So you have a number of armor piercing, APCR, and high explosive, and it varies with different tanks because as you know, the Tiger in this game is famous for having the L71, but in this game it's got the L56. Now, historically, that was brilliant. In this game, not so much. But that said, you are also going up against Tier 5, maybe a couple of Tier 7, but mostly Tier 5, I think, no, one Tier 7 and Tier 5 and Tier 6 tanks. So that's going to be more than adequate for your game. Another thing that you'll note is also that the Russian side gets a lot more vehicles than the German side. This is basically to historically represent what was going on during the time, because Russia had much better manufacturing capabilities than Germany. Ergo, Russia could spam the living shit out of Germany with T-34s, KV-1Ss, T-SU-85s, all the big guns they could produce on a much faster scale than Germany, which is what eventually resulted in Germany's downfall. So in this mode, you will be outnumbered if you are playing as the Germans. However, if you are playing as Russia, you will have the upper hand in numbers against Germany, but you won't be able to be as technologically superior as Germany. So there's a lot of toing and froing with that, and it's the same for this period of time. Germany has better quality in tanks, I suppose. Don't want to piss off any Russian players by saying that, but they were quite good engineering-wise. But Russia has a lot more of them than there are of them. And then, of course, the Americans, once again, the same deal. Less Germans, more Americans. I think most of these are tier... Yeah, all of these are tier 6s. Tier 5s and 6s. Have fun on that one. But yeah, so you can see that there's just a whole new kind of thing going on there, which is pretty awesome. So, yeah. Obviously, because of the new historical game mode, Wargaming now also have to kind of acclimatize and add new stuff for that. So for Germany, we've now received a fair amount of new tanks, to be honest with you. We'll go from the tier 3 to the mediums first, then we'll talk about the new TD. So this is the latest in German engineering for the world of tanks. It comes from the Panzer III Ostif A. Now previously you had only two choices when going down this line. Either the Panzer III, which would then lead you to the Panzer III-4, the VK, the VK 3002, and up the Indian Panzer line. Now, or you could go through the DW2 to the VK 3001H line, 3601, Tiger, or going towards the Panther line. Now you can select the Panzer IV Ostif A, the first variant of Panzer IV vehicles. Now, more historically famous would be for this gun. This is what Panzer IVs originally were designated. This is what was seen in the very early stages of... I think there were a few of these in Blitzkrieg 1940, and these were definitely seen during the early stages of Kursk, as well as a few other battles. I'm not too sure if they were into Greece or not, but generally speaking, this was the first variant of the Panzer IV. Now, originally this thing was actually built to support the infantry, but over the course of World War II, they found that this design worked a little better at taking on tanks, and the Panzer III doing the vice versa. So this is the first variant you get, and as you can see in the research tree, you don't really get too much in the sense of selection. You either have the L24, which is a shit gun, so I recommend using that. And you just get the bare essentials for the Panzer IV. The second Panzer IV, you actually get a little bit more in detail. For example, you can now get the L43. You get a much better gun on that. You still get access to when you start the tank, you get access to these guns, but then when you fully upgrade it, you get the access to the L43, which is I think, yeah, the standard gun for German panzers for a fair amount of time. So that's the famous. That you'll have seen that a lot in World War II films and possibly in a few World War II games as well. Then this is the latter mark. This is the Tier 5 Panzer IV Allstief H. This is the well, I would say the latest and last, if I'm daring enough. And this is the same Panzer IV that we get in World of Tanks today. Only difference is it looks a lot more sexier because it's got the side covers. That is awesome. I wonder if they'll add extra armor value. Well, I'll have a look at it when the game comes out on that, or when the patch comes out. But this looks very nice, and it looks so much cooler. Like the turret with the top, there's still got the open bit at the side, but the turret cover was nice, and it's also got an MG34 now, so that's even better. So this thing looks like a proper badass. So that's the new medium tanks that you gain access to. So you can go from Tier 3, Tier 4, and Tier 5 without, a little interesting note, without having to go through the scout line. This I really like, because now what this means is you don't have to be introduced to World of Tanks. If you want to play German medium tanks in order to get yourself up to the Panzer IV, you don't have to, from now on at least, when the patch comes out, have to go from Tier 2 to Tier 3, 4 maybe, to Tier 10, 9 and 10 games, you know? I know I heard rumors that they're going to be sorting it out, but still, you shouldn't have to be introduced to German mediums that way. You should be introduced that way, and this way it looks a hell of a lot better. Speaking of new ways of getting into vehicles, you can now Wargaming have taken a very interesting role into this, which is getting yourself. This is an interesting thing, because Wargaming have made a new kind of transition when it comes to driving the driving tank destroyers. Because normally when you go through the German tank destroyers, you go from the Panzerjagd to the Marder II. Either the Hetzer or the Marder 38T, which would then take you either to the Flak bus, or the Hetzer would take you to the Stug G. What they've done now is they've added a third option for the, or second option for the Marder 38T, which is the Stug 3B. This is basically the earlier variant of the Stug during the Second World War, and this actually makes an appearance. This was one of the first few Stugs that actually went into the conflict. In Barbarossa, though its gun probably would have been this, being an assault tank and all. But still, you gain access to the L48, which is a good gun in my opinion. There is also the option, if you do want, to go for the L28 as well. But in all fairness, this gun works just as well, and it's at Tier 4. So this gun at Tier 4 is brilliant. So yeah, and the interesting thing is you have to grind through this tank, which is what startled me at first, or confused me, was you have to grind through this tank if you want to go to this vehicle. So basically what they're saying is you have to go through Tier 4 tanks 2 times before you get access to the Stug G. Whereas with the Hetzer you can do it just once. But with the Marder to the Marder 3, you have to do it twice. Yeah, the logic isn't entirely logic isn't explaining very well at that one. But that said, it's a good vehicle, and you do get it in historical battles. Probably the Kursk one, to be honest with you. But still, that's pretty cool, right? And yeah, I quite like it. I like these new tanks. I like new German tanks. There's not enough German. Well, there is a lot of German tanks, but it's nice to see newer, more flashier ones. And even though that they're at Tier 3, I really like what they're doing with the German Panzer, I really like the fact that you can now actually be a medium tank much earlier than Tier 4, which this still gets scout matchmaking, so you're not really given a good chance into this, whereas you can now go to here, to here, to here, and then eventually you can either go down to the VK3601H towards the Tiger 2 and E75, or you can go down the mouse route. So there's loads of new things coming out, which is very nice, and I'm really liking this. And I'm Wargaming, that's certainly a step in the right direction in my eye. I mean, what do you think? Question of the day, or question of the video, what do you think about the new German lineup? Do you think it's cool? Do you think, like myself, that it's very odd that German vehicles are going to be put into... You're going to have to do a Tier 4 vehicle twice before you get the Stug again? you know, loads of interesting questions out there. So if you guys want to answer them, or feel free, if you want to ask them or answer them, whatever, type in the comment section down below, and it'd be nice to see what you think as well. Right, I've been boggling on about this stuff long enough. Let's see if we can get some gameplay out of this. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get onto a battle, which is historical. I'm going to go on Kursk, because I fancy it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to buy my usual supplies of stuff. So, large caliber gun rammer. Don't know why we need a large caliber gun rammer, but okay. And enhanced gun lane drive. Yes. Can I now use this vehicle in combat? Take the historically accurate thing. Right, yeah, so take that into battle. And fingers crossed the battle should be there. What I'll do now is I'll cut recording, and I will see you in the battle zone. And we are back, and we are on the historically accurate battlefield of Kursk. And I should have lowered the settings. But anyway, I'm in my Tiger, and I'm going to take the appropriate route into field of battle. But as you can see, the detail in the tanks looks so much better now. I mean, look at that. Even in combat, can you still see the rifling? Yes, you can still see the rifling in that. Where basically, tiering-wise, well, not tiering-wise, balancing-wise, it's quite different. Quite different indeed. We've basically been... Most of those tier 7s, as if you can tell, if you've played this game you know exactly what I'm talking about, but pretty much all of those tier 7s out there, or all of the tier 7s in the enemy team are Su-152s. Which means that there are a shit ton of 152 caliber shells in there. Joy! So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and face the front, and always face the front of those Su-152s. Probably the game is going to be very campy, but ironically enough, we actually outnumber the Su-152s. Unfortunately, the server at the moment is kind of quiet with some of these things, so it's getting a game which is historically accurate to a degree. I don't know, we're Germany, we're facing off the road. In a sense, this could be historically accurate, but I doubt it. You'll want to help. What do you think about me? Right, there's an Su-152 we've got to be careful about. And that guy just got ripped apart by a one shell. Probably hit by a premium, to be honest with you. Oh, and that guy is destroyed. Unfortunately. Right, take your time, aim. Right, he's now disappeared, which means I'm now in a very dangerous position. I will probably have to lower my settings to a degree with regards to... Hello, we have a shot. This turret traverse is very slow. Right, pull back. He's looking at me, isn't he? Yep. And that shell went nowhere. Take your time, take your time, take your time. Fire. Nice. And he's gone. So we've lost, well, about to lose 2 tanks to the Russians 1 or 2. Take your time, take your time, take your time, take your time, take your time. Don't quite have a shot. Oh yes, of course, this is the new updated version of Prohorovka as well, which is a lot more bumpier than usual. So there's no more straight, there's no more there's no cases now where you can quite simply shoot left. You aim left at the railroad, and you can pretty much see right across to the other side to deliver a shot into the enemy. Right. Just take your time. Ooh, under heavy fire. Gotta face my turret that way. Try and back off a bit and get out of the range of those Su-152s. We've lost 3 to their 3, so we're equal for kills now. Right, there's another Su-152. I can... oh, hello. I think I have a shot. I just had a shot. Oh, it's a long one, but this is the L-56. Yes! We can actually do damage to these bastards. Come on, don't... oh. It's like the remotest of shots I've ever seen. Nope. Nope. Oh. Right, we're going to have to make a push now. So we've equaled the kills a bit more. 4 to 3. And we've also just knocked out another one of their Su-152s. Fantastic. Oh. Oh, I actually blew up the train as well. Impressive. Right, I'm actually in a very good position at the current moment, though I am positioning my armour in a very good... What am I doing? I'm a heavy! I do apologise. Right, probably going to be someone there as well. Watch that side. Knowing our luck, they'll probably be... I mean, it seems like all of them are camping to that corner there, but at the same time, there's, you know, someone... You never know where they might be hiding. Oh, hello. Speaking of which. Right, there's the remaining Su-152, and that Panzer IV's dead. Oh no, he just dodges it. The Su-152 gunner was asleep at the helm. Helm? Whatever. Right, nice shot into the side of him. Ramming speed. Shooting speed. Can I ram him? Yes! Boom, he's gone. And that's the only damage I take this game. Woohoo! Brilliant. So, that was that battle. Didn't get to do too much, unfortunately, but still, I rammed an Su-152. That made it worth it. A little thing I forgot to mention before we went on into the battle was regarding ammunition. Now, in World of Tanks with historical battles... I'm trying to remember which one it is now. With regards to historical battles in World of Tanks, just go on to here, select the vehicle, because we're going to go play as Russia now. When you go to select the ammunition type in this, we'll just click that to close. As I said, when you go to select it, the historically accurate ammunition is also given to you, and you pay a massive price for it. So, for example, in this case, driving the IS tank with its top gun and everything, historically accurate gun loadout, I mean, you have to pay a fixed price out of it. But the cool thing is, for all the stuff you don't use, you actually get compensated for at the end of the match, whether you win or lose. So, for example, if I drove my IS tank, fired 5 times with the AP, 2 times with the HE, and maybe once with the APCR, then in that, I would be credited for all the stuff I didn't use at the end of the said battle, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. And, you know, also... in a sense, this historical battles actually kind of give you a chance, if you're grinding through certain vehicles, to see what they're like with some of the stuff. I mean, if they're like what they are with their stock, we might have an issue, but you might be able to get a few things tested out. So you get to see what it looks like and what it feels like to drive, say, for example, a Tiger II with the upgraded turret, for example. Anyway, I'll go into the battle and I will see you there. And we're back, and we are on a very much ISU orientated team. This is going to be fun. But as you can see, the balancing for both this team and the other team quite different. We have a lot more Russian tanks than they do, and we have, well, they have no Russian tanks, but basically you can see the difference now, the manufacturing side of things. Oh boy, this is kind of worrying. I mean, I know they have yet to optimize a lot of this stuff when this comes out, but I'm kind of concerned that now my computer is really starting to show its age, and making World of Tanks videos is going to be even harder. This will be fun. Anyway, so I'm currently in the IS tank in Erlenberg. We're representing probably the most latter stages, probably early February, coming out of winter 1945, as Russia kind of steamrolls across most of Germany as the war comes to a close. But once again, you know, the fact comes into it, German tanks versus Russian tanks. Russia could replace the losses, but Germany couldn't. Getting to such a bad frame rate to a degree. I mean, I'm looking forward to when they optimize this a little bit more, and also probably because I have to get a new computer at some point this year. I think I'll definitely need to start setting that as an objective. Right, enemy Tiger II tank. Oh shit, 2 Tiger II tanks. Take your time, take your time, take your time, take your time, take your time. Under. Shot. Lost the track. Lagging a bit. here, not so good. Try and push up. SU-100 doing a nice flanker move on, and we've spotted 2 of the enemy Russian, the German tanks. Tiger making a critical mistake. Hopefully I can take advantage of that. ISU getting in the way. Tiger tank is on the run. Rear shot into him. Low damage roll. Not too happy with that, but oh well. RNG trolls. Right, enemy Tiger tank going. ISU gets the shot in, saying, "Oh no, you don't." Yeah, let's bum rush this guy. There's a Tiger 2 out there, but if we could try and bum rush him. Right, there's the other Tiger 2.
We're shooting blind.
Come on, take your time, take your time. Nope. Oh, lucky ricochet. Let's pull back. Right, we need to... Is he... Oh, he's side scraping. Right, okay. Try and push up with this. See if I can try and... Oop, bollocks. He's taking punishment. Right, he's trying to take a pot shot. Ah, Russian accuracy. Why are you so troll? Right, German tanks, ISU. Okay, who's going to go for me? Aha! Got ya. And someone's camping. Well, no, it's actually kind of a good thing, because the more we delay them, the better we can. He can fire much faster than we can. We just need the ISU-152 to cause a little bit more of a distraction. And I couldn't shoot because the ISU got in the way. That's just dandy. Right. ISU, move the fuck up. He's just fired. So now there's just one tank. Oh, fuck off, game! Seriously! God's sake. Oh, now that bastard's coming up as well. Right, back off, back off, back off. Try and see if we can get a shot in. Damn this Russian gun. Right, he's taking a pain. He's having a look at the other side. Let's go for the shot. Screw you! Okay, we've just lost our other IS, so the Russians are starting, the Germans are starting to come back in full fury. And he's going to have a go at me. Nothing I can do. Can I be cheeky? Nope. I'm going to have to load premium. Wait, no, why am I going to load premium? That's a disgusting tactic. If I can't pen him, I need to find a way around him. And we are capping, so fuck it. If he has to come out and try and get us. Good game. Got him! Yeah, got a kill. Finally! Huzzah! That was a terrible game. That was quite bad. Okay, so there you go. 2 victories for once, which is impressive. I actually didn't do too bad in that one. So yeah, 2 historical battles, not bad at all. Yeah, there you go. Historical battles. How this will impact the game? Well, I'm not too sure. I mean, personally, I think it's a great thing, because to be able to reenact historical battles as they were back then surely would be a lot of fun. And as you can see as well, the odds may not always be stacked in may not always be stacked against Germany whenever you're playing this game, which is also another really cool thing. And the biggest pro, in a sense, that I like about this game is that the new German tanks that come into it with these mediums give German drivers who want to try and bet out the medium side of things, can actually give these guys a chance to not only try out, not only can go through a new branch of tanks to get to where they want, but they also don't have to be put in such ridiculous matchmaking before being able to finally go into a tier 5 matchup with a tier 5 tank. So that's a really cool thing, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing these tanks gracing the battlefield with their presence, and me having a go at the bastard who killed me in one of those, because damn, I was that dumb. Anyway, that's about it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed the second part. Yeah, of patch 9.0. Certainly looking forward to seeing patch 9.0 come in. Hopefully they'll optimize a few more things so that my horribly bad computer can hack it. And yeah, I'll catch up with you soon. This is Crap Hunter signing out.